Good afternoon, fine people of the internet. So here we are again. Well, here you are again, probably. From what I gather, this game is rather relatable to the common man. Like I've been saying on Twitter, this is not something, this ain't exactly my wheelhouse. I'm royalty, I don't particularly, I never needed to get into a situation like this. But don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for that. These sorts of jobs tend to really wear people down. But again, my family prides itself on humility and closeness to the common man. We make a point of ensuring that we can, at the very least, sympathize with their plight. We do try to make sure that we can accommodate them, that we can make sure that we know what they actually want, what will actually benefit them policy-wise, the whole nine. That sort of thing, you know. So in any case, I did a little setup beforehand. If you saw the stream going apeshit at the beginning, that's because it was at cranked graphic settings. It was absolutely murdering my computer, but I brought everything down, so now my computer can handle it again. Also, welcome to the stream favor. Good to see you. So yes, by the way, yes, very early Electro. It was, again, I need to do EU-friendly streams every now and again, / GMT-friendly streams, because last week it was all nighttime EST all the time, which meant none of my viewers from later time zones were able to see me, if they knew it was good for them. So, yes, thanks, Stream Elements, very cool. I think they get it now. But, yes, so that's why I decided to play so early, just to accommodate any European viewers who might want to come watch me. Anyway, so before we begin, there's two things I want to point out. First thing being, Faber's already seen it. I have brand new emotes, courtesy of the amazing Astravon Hecate. Let me shout her out real quick. So, Astravon Hecate. There she be. That's her. Yep, ring fit. That was a hell of a stream. So, before we begin the game proper, I might as well, I think I'll just go ahead and show you the emotes with an image. Something that I was thinking of putting up on Twitter, but thought better of it. Didn't really have time to get her permission for that. / just didn't occur to me. But yes, believe me, these are amazing. That said, not all of my emotes got updated because not all of them needed to be. The self-made ones are still the same. Gigamoshina is still the same because not much has changed there. So yes, Yoro, it's still on my channel at one point. Have to be. Love her, love Yoru, love my Shiriri girls. Anyways. There we go. So yes. Here they be. My wonderful new emotes. Pretty ballin', right? That's what they look like now. Updated to my new form. All bearded. I was actually going to alternate between bald-faced and bearded, but should decided to go all beard, and I'll stick with it. There was one more detail missing, but that can wait for a later date. Brother Soul, good to see you. So, yes. This is, one of the big announcements. No, that was actually the only big announcement I had today. So, in any case, I'm gonna go ahead and start the game, although I will say, when you're first booting the game, they give the option to let the game know whether this is your first time playing or not, so, I'm just gonna go ahead and reveal. This is not my first time playing, actually. I played the old version of this game many years ago, and was rather amused by it. So that's sort of the reason I wanted to play this one. I wanted to see what was different. So yes, this is actually not my first rodeo in the wage cage, in this particular form. So, I think that's enough waffling. Let's just go ahead and begin the game. Let's see if the differences start right away.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Let me know the volume is, by the way.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Sounds
Orders
easy.
came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Man, no holiday breaks?
Others might have considered it soul-rending. Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I wonder if showing the boy was
And then
intentional.
one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, not much difference so far. I was hoping I could pick up the coffee cup. Oh well.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah,
No
no.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yeah, no real differences so far. Like, even the narration sounds like it's exactly the same. Still nothing. I wonder if this still works. Didn't think so.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I wonder if I can... What about this?
Oh, and I guess this is where Stanley felt he needed to be right now.
Yep.
In this little hallway. Here, with no distractions, to study room 417. Not to actually enter it. No. That would be far too forward.
Exactly.
Stanley wanted to know it from the outside. To see it not just with his eyes, but with his heart. He would know room 417 as no man or woman had ever known an office before.
Yep.
That ladder over there. Oh, and that little picture of a horizon or something. It's all just a never-ending parade of joy for Stanley. No, apparently not.
Just like I remember it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You know what? Since I'm with an audience this time, I think I might as well, ask. What do you guys think I should do? Should I follow his advice, or should I say, fuck that? Audience interaction. Let's see. How do I put it to a poll? Turn back. I don't think I can do that. I can certainly try. Yep. Nope. Not even interactable. You know what? I'm gonna humor the narrator this time. 413. 412. Damn it, I missed Office 420, damn it. Oh, well, that's what next playthrough is for. Oops. There we go.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Business as usual still. So here's the first immediate difference. This table was a lot less stylish than the original version. That nice little glass pane wasn't there. Then again, I think the table was smaller too. First out of the broom closet, yep. Graphs 40 times wide, yep. Employed gym. That's a good one. Mini room, floor 4. Termination Tuesdays. I don't know who Franz is, but F's in the chat for him. Alright, that's enough details. Gotta give you at least some incentive to play the game yourself. I'm doing it.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No, I'm nice and comfy in here, Mr. Narrator, dude. I wonder if that runs us straight from TF2.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Besides irritating you, that's a good enough reason for me. This was one of my favorite jokes in the original version.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
FA. Yep. Surprised I didn't steal that one before. That was fantastic.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes.
Standing around doing nothing? Why?
To get the ending,
Please
of course.
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Still can't jump, that's right.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
That's a fair
It didn't
point,
even occur
but...
to me, because literally, this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
I'm still sort of surprised that there's no obvious changes, like, even within the first minute. You would think they would have done that.
To you, this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite."
Okay, so there's one change.
Your friends find this concerning.
Yeah, joke's on you, buddy. My friends are nice and non-judgmental. They like this ending
was
too.
Fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Well, that's just
He
rude,
probably
sir.
only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
And now
That
he's...
all with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Wow. And he's resorting to personal attacks. Very rude. Very rude of you,
I've come to
sir.
a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Okay, fine. I'll get
Got
the
to
fuck
this
out.
broom closet, explored it a bit, and we're just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of.
Guess it's your
before
turn to
it
let you
begins
finish.
decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby?
I wonder if I discovered a
This
bug.
computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities.
He's not human
It's
himself.
indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game...
Man, this guy's got
is
a
not
pretty
lost on
mouth.
them. All right. When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I did that like 5 minutes ago, sir.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, this has got to be where the first change is happening, if no place else. Ooh, the executive shitter. Don't mind if I do. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, that's what the boss chose. Very insightful. I mean, I'm not a proper authority figure by any stretch, but that does sound familiar to me, at least. Again, nephew of the king. Sometimes he does just march to the beat of his own drummer. He's a good king overall, but we all have our moments of silliness, you know? Nice desk. Let me in. Okay, fine. Come to think of it, I could have sworn there was an elevator in here. I must have got rid of that. Oh well.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
Same password.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Was it supposed to be that dark? I don't remember it being quite that dark. In any case, let's see. Still not seeing any major differences. I cannot see fucking shit. Do not adjust your set. This really is pure black. You know what? Let's cheat a bit. Okay, that's strange. I could have sworn there was a brightness setting. Whatever. Well, I guess we gotta play by his rules, because I couldn't see anything else. Going down. Yep, guess we're sticking with the familiar shit for the first playthrough.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Jesus Christ, that's new. Yeah, the spark's definitely new, and it scared the fuck out of me.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Next playthrough. Let's see. If I recall correctly, there was a way to get over the fence.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content?
Exactly.
Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs.
You
How
didn't?
about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section.
Did you?
You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are.
Damn right.
We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job.
Nice, really nice.
2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. The railings don't.
Totally covering this.
Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Well, that was nice. Alright, back to business. You know what? I'm feeling nice and
Stanley
comfortable in
simply
here.
couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
Yes,
He hadn't
exactly.
been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly.
Yes.
The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come.
True.
Eventually, someday, they would arrive.
Yes.
Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to.
Exactly.
He will be told what to do.
Precisely.
Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Yep. So, for those of you who don't know, that was actually based on a bug from the very original release. Back when it was a
All
humble.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I wonder if this ending's still a thing.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Let me see. Which desk was I supposed to get on top of again? One of these. Must have been this one. Come on. Get up there. Get up there, Stanley. Almost got it. There we go. Alright. Brilliant.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along.
Yep.
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure.
Correct.
And its examination of structural narrative tropes.
This ain't new,
So,
by the way.
Now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Nice and
Okay,
light.
I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like right now. You could have done it just then.
I had
Now
picked the wrong
would also
option.
be an
Whoops.
appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate.
I meant to say no.
I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Bet.
There once was a man named Stanley,
Correct.
who people considered so manly.
Not as much as me, but yes.
The truth must be told, he was not very old, and was quite particularly gangly.
Rude.
What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did
True.
it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable.
Right.
And lives an existence quite terrible.
Many such
And
stories.
if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Alright, you made your point. So yeah, that's effectively the end of the ending. The music just keeps playing until you quit. Alright, we'll take his advice, we'll restart. Let's see,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
yes.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A
Fine.
measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
You got it. Let me in! Let me in!
I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly.
All right.
50 clicks.
More Oricon for impressions. Bird up! Make it out with a cop. Fucking,
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley.
Well, I'm sorry, I've
I
never
want to
seen
see
the show.
commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Okay, 417, you got it. Whatever it is. There's door 420. Let me in.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Alright, double back. There we go.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. I think that's past this hallway. Memory games.
Now, back to door number 437.
You're lucky I don't mind doing errands, Mr. Narrator Man. And you're lucky I'm very baited by nostalgia.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Works for me. Let's sit on it.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
That reminds me, somebody close to me.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
I hope my shoes aren't too dirty. For his sake. Ooh. There's your input. Let me up. Almost. There
Yes,
we go.
this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up.
I
Go
like
give me a
this.
few clicks on door 416.
Okay, back this way.
We've almost got it. Now the copy machine, do that one again.
I love his enthusiasm in this. And I honestly can't tell if sarcastic or not.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, we did it. Oh, wow.
Brilliant.
That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back.
Damn
I'm
right.
proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Good question. I was thinking, I'm still wondering where the new content is, so... Back over here. Let's pick the correct option this time.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map. until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all
Just give him
along.
a second.
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think?
Yes, just as
Isn't
good as
this a
last time,
fun
come
and
on.
unique place to be?
Get on
Why
with it,
don't
sir.
we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Okay, now for my actual answer.
Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question.
Well?
What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop?
I already
Do you
know.
think it would have been particularly different?
Yes, and not in
Would
the
I have
good
taken
way.
the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
I already saw
Clearly,
it.
this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration?
I don't need to call me
And
out,
this is
sir.
rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one?
This one.
Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to,
Yeah.
then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Oh, well, I guess we're just gonna leave us there. I wonder if I wait here, will that give us something new to see? Well, in the meantime, I'll be waiting for that. So, for those of you who see my schedule, I got a busy day tomorrow as well. It is a certain Cyclops' birthday tomorrow, and I will be cameoing on that. Because of course I would, she's a good friend. That said, my appearance is going to be very late. My only definite appearance is going to be very late. Apparently I'm on for Crab Game at 11 p.m. EST. So yeah, same story as last week, unfortunately. But, yeah, I don't mind Crab Game as far as silly party games goes. I'll take that over golfing any day of the week, that's for damn sure. Now that was true fucking misery and torment. To the point that I'm still weighing my options as far as refunding that game or not. Just because it filtered me that much. My friend can mock me for it all they like, but fuck that game. Fuck the mental state it put me in. Fuck the mental state it put everybody else playing it in that session. It was just not fun. That was the bottom line of it. It was not fun. As opposed to just sitting here in this white void, seeing how long I have to wait before they give me something new. You know what? Come to think of it, I'm out of water. I think I'm just going to go ahead and leave the game running for a moment. Just to see if, how long I gotta wait. I gotta get up for a moment, so, allow me to go ahead and, bring this up. Show it up. Bring it there. And I'll go ahead and turn my model off, because I need to get up for a moment. I will see you in a couple of moments. Once I find... Woof. There it is. Alright. Be back in a moment. Alright, pardon the sidetrack, I'm back. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that nothing's changed. Can you blame me, though? This is... It seemed like the exact sort of thing this game would pull. Just, trying to, you know, getting one of these endings. Nope, nothing. Alright, enough screwing around. We'll restart. Alright, so if I'm specifically looking for new content...
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Okay, that might or might not be new. These, glitchy-ass screens. That's a bit eerie. Does that nothing of the fact that I hear music? I'm a bit unnerved. I don't like this music.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
It's gotta be deliberate. So, like I was saying before, if there's new content, my assumption would be it would,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
It would probably be this way. The new content would probably be this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's not exactly my end goal, but it's a vital part of the... Okay, I don't think any of that's new, but yeah. We have to go there. It's part of it.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Nope. Doesn't look like there's anything.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
You know, I didn't question this before, but he does seem to be rather obsessed with going left. But yes, this is where I want to go.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Let's see. Can I climb any of this snow? Okay, so this room. If you go down there, you're supposed to be dead. However, if I recall correctly, there was also a bug that allowed you to get down there unharmed. Problem is, I don't remember quite how to do it. I wonder if that catwalk up there... Is there a way to get up there, I wonder? Well, first things first, I gotta figure out how to, let's see. There's gotta be some way to get up there. Or is there? Ladder? No. Ah, Eureka! Made it over. What's in here? New area. Copacetic.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten
sort of eerie.
That it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path
Cassettes.
Office had begun, or so far off the
Narrator
beaten path
dialogue.
that it seemed the office had begun, or so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun.
Cease this, please.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you.
Well, you're not gonna judge me
Life
that
being
hard
an
for it.
unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Well. Oh, well, that was a surprisingly short ending. Very slightly disappointing, but that was good. That was actually very good. I liked it.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Let's see, if there's any other place. I think I know another ending that might plausibly have more content. Or at least be changed significantly. Let's check it out.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
To
he
the
entered
left.
the door on his left.
We'll follow your directions because I need to. Yep.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
I don't care for your meetings.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, I bet this'll irritate him.
Oh, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay, fine. If you're gonna be that way, I'll just go ahead.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright. Moving right along. Oh. So this time it opens. Animal cruelty. Now, how would you do that? I know a lot of pandas who are nice. Like Ozra, she's wonderful. Ozra Cub. Whoops, didn't mean to caps, but yes. That's Ozra Cub. Go check her out. She's wonderful. Nice. Cute. Going down. Oh, whoops. Alright, let me out. So, yep, that's unfortunate. Same gag as the last time. Which is just you sit in that elevator for eternity, never getting to your destination. Seems like an obvious way to squeeze in a new ending, but... Speaking of endings... Here's one that takes some finesse.
Stepping in.
There we go. This ending. I never got it when I played the original. So, just for the record, the game isn't bugged out. This is, money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. That's gotta be a reference to something, but I'm not sure what. Let's see. Not that way, let's see, there is a specific way I'm supposed to go. Ah, that's right, doubling back. all the way back to the opening office. So, this is, actually, I don't think I'll spoil what this ending is. You'll, see when we get to it. It is, pretty eerie atmosphere, this ending. It's literally dead silent. That's part of the point. It's trying to make you think the game is bugged. Because, again, this is another ending that was based on a bug. Yep, this door right here. Step inside. Now leaving, yep. Floor 760. Eerie room. Nothing that way. Elevator's out. Yep, we gotta do things the hard way, this ending. Atmosphere. So if we keep going up, a few floors of this. Still keeping an eye out just in case there's any, silly new content. So yes, gimmick of this ending is that we're leaving. We're out of here. Leaving the office complex. I don't know why you would want to. This is a fun game. It's a nice, comfortable environment. Why would you want to leave it? Well, besides just not liking the, wage lifestyle, but, I will say, if I got to just explore a nice, big, cool office complex, I'd be totally down to, I'd be fine with this job. Escape pod, yep. So now we run. Yep, there we go. Keep running. Dash. Get in there. Nope. So apparently that hasn't changed. In the original version, that did cut out, right there. Allegedly, there was a way to, actually get in the pod, but...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, so, back to business. We're, going through the entire route again, because we're still not at the ending I meant to get to, that I've been talking about for the last...
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Yep, business as usual. We all this we've seen before.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Keep moving,
Feeling
keep letting
a
him
wave
talk.
of disbelief, Stanley
Yep.
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
So yeah, this is how sick of the broom closet shit he is. He boards it up. If I recall correctly, that unboards itself the very next playthrough, and you can go through the whole gag over again if you'd so desire, but I think you get the point of that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I mean, I guess it's fine for what it is, but...
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
So yeah, the funny thing is, if you take the opposite approach, if you just sit there not doing a damn thing, role-playing as if you had no idea what the combination was, he gets irritated and opens the door anyways. There's gotta be something over here. I'm not fully convinced. Nope, nothing there. Unfortunately, it's just a dead end. Going down again. Because again, I can't put anything past the people in this, the developers of this game. Everything is on the table. More sparks. Not shocked this time.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I don't think so. I want to get out of here. The escape was a
Although this
bust.
passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
You're bluffing. I don't trust you, Mr.
The
Narrator
door
Man.
behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Yeah, sure,
At this
buddy.
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Exactly. Geronimo!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Okay, this is new.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Yep, just like last time.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Metal.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What
Correct.
exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Okay.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
So
Do you
yes.
see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Okay, so not looking too different here. Museum. Nice little bit of trivia. First part of the game built. Yep, very familiar, very familiar. Two doors and a good time, yep. Even something this simple takes a lot of effort. Yep. Alright. So, yeah, this will probably be a good time to bring out that I love behind the scenes shit like this. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you guys know of a website called TCRF, the Cutting Room Floor. I am an absolute addict to that site. Just because I love seeing the, things tucked away in a game. The things you were never meant to see. Behind the scenes shit. I love that shit. Like, especially if there are documentaries out there about how games got developed. I like 2 best. That's best. Yep. So this should all be, Okay, I see 2 names I don't recognize at the bottom. That must mean that's where the new content is. Credits. Remember these names. Bunch of people I've never heard of. Yep. let's see. Next room. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking a while in here. Sorry. But yeah, problem is, that's not the best game, not the best website to go to if you don't want to be spoiled on a game. Because they assume you already finished it, otherwise why would you be digging around in it? Yep, I remember that. So, the alpha. They're talking about the very first version of this game that was actually just a Half-Life mod. A Half-Life 2 mod, specifically. To the point that they actually reused assets from all over the place. Come on, I want to see it again. Yep. Okay, beta. Monitor room elevator. Huh. They must not have, I would have assumed they would have changed that. Okay, countdown room, that must have been from later, after them, if I get a mod. Okay, so don't go that way, I think. Quite yet. I want to explore this a little more. Yep. Mock up. Audition piece, interesting. Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, that's a nice thing. Practical examples. Stanley's office. November 2011. March 2012. Initial release in 2013. Yep. Subtle changes, except for this one, but rather obvious, I would think. Let's keep going. The lounge. Yeah, they made the recall redesigning that. That looks boring. Office props. The apartment timer. "15 seconds. That would have been interesting." So I'm going to assume they didn't re-implement anything in this. Yep. Precisely. Welcome to the stream, T-Bird. You're in the middle of me hanging out at the museum. Cargo lift. Yep. Number 1. Meeting room. Maintenance layout. Flow of the hallway is following the first doors and pointing it right. Number designs. Let's see here. One option. Lounge. First choice. Obey, disobey. Staircase. Yep. Confusion ending. Yep. So yes, they're talking about number 1. This is what the final game looks like. Love this shit. Well, it's a good thing I'm not working. This is basically play. This is learning about what I actually want to. Zending. Oh, that's a shame. I would have loved to play that. 4th version. That would have been fine too. Levers. Bastards won't let me pull them. Yep. Trailers. Convey. First one, 25. Broken rooms. Voice of the narrator. So yeah, that'd be nice to watch, but not in a compressed source engine version. Is this still in source? Escape menu. That would have been clever, but I get why they didn't go for it. Let's see, which way? This way. Yep, we're back over here. I wonder if there's anything I missed. There's one particular monument that I recall that I haven't seen yet. Here we go. Ultra Deluxe. Yep. Son of a bitch, I didn't mute in time. Don't share it with that account, please. They're back in action. Warzone. That's lame. I was hoping they'd re-implement this ending. I loved it. Of course, Faber. I can count on you, can't I? Like another friend of mine who would have been all over that shit if he were here. Early written in the Matron's room. Yeah, Early is right. That's those are source placeholder textures. Did I ever tell you guys I actually wanted to get into source map making for a little while? Specifically, I wanted to make custom TF2 maps. Of course, I abandoned this because my first idea was I wanted to make a map that was in a jungle. Boss's office. Yep, familiar looking, but yeah. Like, I specifically wrote it down as Predator-esque jungle setting. Problem was, first of all, the source engine is kind of a pain in the ass to work with, and second of all, assets for jungle levels did not exist at the time. This was back in 2012, I believe. Like, there were asset packs out there, but they were mostly for themes that were still within the main purview of the game. You know, the Midwestern Dust Bowl sort of levels. Pardon me a moment. Oh, nice, I got an achievement. Empire Business, Twitch achievement. 250 hours total streamed. Cool. Anyways, I think we're done with that.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Thanks, Faber. I don't really want to flip the switch, but I also don't see an obvious way to progress besides it, so shut the game off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Yep. Oh shit, what am I doing back here?
You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path.
Whatever.
Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it.
Well,
don't let
rip.
time choose for you. Don't let...
Splat. Flashbacks to the first cut of a Soto stream. Bad ending, and I got crushed. How unfortunate. And here we are back again. So,
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Again, slight
No
disappointment
matter how hard
because
Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
yeah, it was unlucky, but that was the ending I would expect would change more than anything. But as far as I can tell, they only added the thing about the trailers.
Stanley went around touching
trailer.
every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Man, why won't you let me go into door 420? That's like one of the first things you should have updated. Whatever, buddy. Let's see, what other new things can I do? Okay, this is different. Well, different by the standards of I can't open the console.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I'm going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, I'm on a mission.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
It really
Thank
is,
goodness
though.
Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Okay, fine, I'll keep going.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm still not fully convinced that that's the only thing I can do over here. Yeah, those look like they can break my fall.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what
Guess
to
not.
do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Well, I am actually powerful, so... Alright.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Well, that's on the nose.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
It's like they knew. Very on the nose. Suppose so. Let's all come to the stream, Hawk.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Nice.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yes. I would know. I played the
After
original.
receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe,
Correct.
a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Right.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable.
I don't like
delighting
Nados, man.
audiences the world over.
I don't like how close I am to that.
Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Don't mind if I
Well,
do.
this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
But yeah, I sort of figured they would do something like this. Like, in the original game, presumably this one too, they have, this one, ending, quote-unquote ending you get, only by a randomly generated, sometimes you spawn in a random different office.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
I get the distinct feeling they're fucking with me.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go.
Yep.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yes, please. Yeah.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Okay. Alright.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Ah! This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, insert that fucking clip of Charlie. Woo, that's what I'm talking about. That's what it's all about. Keep going. Almost there. You bastards. I guess that's...
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Nice one, Paper. That's what they call insult to injury, my friend.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Nope. No bugging this one out. Oh.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Didn't get a choice. Alright, see you in a bit deeper. Hello. Yeah, have a good rest of your shift. Hope it's as entertaining as this. So yeah, this is new. Meta as fuck. It's a picture of the actual office.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Nah. Oh wait, that's just the way to the actual ending. We'll humor him. I'm in a good mood. Very portal. Coffee nut. Please don't break my legs. And I didn't.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Don't mind if I do. Now we're getting somewhere. This is what I paid that $15 for. This right here. Holy shit. Oh, well, this looks significantly more my wheelhouse. Like, no, seriously, if it wasn't for the office chairs, this would look not out of place at all in my own kingdom. This is good. I'm liking this.
I call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Well, I will say, this is rather beautifully designed. And again, Reminds me of home quite a lot. I actually like this. This is very nice. Ah, what's in here?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Okay, that's funny. That's nice and meta. Look closer onto the tape there. Oh, it's actually harder to read. Fucking Last of Us. I never played that game. The original. And I have not heard good things about its sequel, so... Can't say I'm too interested in that, but... This ending is something else. The memory zone temp. That must mean something. Okay, so I suppose there's gameplay. Yeah, that's not the best. I mean, I've heard there are some games that clearly emphasize story over gameplay and they turn out right, but it doesn't strike me as the best example of that. Brother Jack, good to see you. You're in the middle of brand new content. $1, that's funny. Stanley Parable demo. I actually never played the demo. Unfortunately, I think I'd lose the effect. I've watched Nina play it. Nina Saltame, Nina Ninin. Unachievable. Go outside. Oh hey, it's probably been long enough. I can probably get that achievement in the original game now. Well, either way, I don't have a PlayStation 4, and I don't believe my computer's beefy enough to run an emulator. So, nominee award. That's unfortunate. Debut game. Game innovation. Story. I wonder if this is an actual, Actually, no, I think this is doctored. Definitely doctored. Hat coupon, where? Ah. Very Team Fortress 2 of them. I'd use it. The great outdoors. Ooh, lakeside property, even better. Man, I hope there's a way to get out of the boundary. I gotta see that. Huh. Well, that's in chat, I guess. Moving right along. Ooh, a bench. I love benches. Not that they'll let me sit on it. Ew, a French accented singer. Ugh.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
This is probably going to take a minute.
It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And
that's
now,
big praise. Persona 3 was a good game.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Yeah, the tasteful nostalgia was good. That's funny. Picture of that ending. I get the feeling they might have removed that. Anyways, oh, what's this? Is this a choice I see? So, fun fact, I actually never played Persona 3, I watched an LP of it. Oh wait, that's right, that's a lady from, that ending, that's right. And look at this! So, fun fact, this is the, I believe Hammer it was called. This is the source map maker. And again, like I said a few minutes ago, I tried to mess with this when I was in my mid-teens, and I got completely confused. It's a shame. It did seem like a fun way to spend my time. And that wasn't my only play at being a modder, either. I remember, much earlier than that. That's right, that's Crouch. What's this? Knowing your city. That's probably an Easter egg. Nope, not letting me in. It's bad that I was half expecting a jump scare there. Anyways, so, back when Super Smash Bros. Brawl first came out, we all know how easy it was to mod Wii games. I also, was into texture hacking for Smash for a little while. Not that they were any good, because again, you've seen my art skills nowadays. I was not better whatsoever back in the day. Red door, blue door, I remember that. That's right, this was a pre-order edition, I think. Can't remember if it was for the original game or this one. Inaccessible, here we go again.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
There we go. But no, this was actually much earlier than Project M.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Ooh. I remember that. The Serious Room. Please tell there's a way up there. I want to get a closer look at that. So, that's a quote-unquote ending from the original game. They forgot to disable the console, so you could actually activate cheats. But if you tried to do that, it would just put you in that room and the narrator would chew you out for it. Maybe now the store is open. And it is. Let's check it out. But no, way before Project M. Gameplay mods were not a thing quite yet when I was into that. Like, maybe very late towards my interest in that. I think the original Brawl Plus was out, which eventually became Project M, but...
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh boy. Man, I'm thirsty. Give me that. Never mind. Oh.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's being collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh, I see what's going on here. It's a good thing this is a mature audiences only stream.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator
Oh,
is
boy.
obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Yep, we're going here. Yes, absolutely unplayable. Oh, it's raining. That's like I know shit's getting serious. What was I talking about again? I don't remember. But yeah, negative reviews shouldn't bring you down. Some people just don't know what the hell they're talking about in a lot of ways. Some people just thrive on being contrarian. Ah, here's a nice metaphor. See, the good reviews are all blurred out. These are the only ones we're looking at.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
I don't
You
know.
can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear.
There we go.
What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
I don't know. I think it's aged pretty well. I mean, I can totally understand looking at something sometime later and thinking it could use improvements. Like, look at me. I just a couple of days ago, I remastered an old project. I haven't released it publicly yet, outside of one Discord server, but I might release it when I'm done with my current project. Oh
What's this
boy.
one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
Oh boy.
I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Oh boy.
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh, I don't know if I like where this is going. Is there some way I can back out of this? No, it doesn't look like it.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered.
No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time, everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah.
I'm a patient
We've
man.
eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is.
Okay,
How many
fine, I get
billions
it.
left until so much more than forever?
Sorry, sir.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly. And
No, thank you.
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating
I love
with you, or at least change some
I love how
wording, perhaps.
when people
To
say
be honest, I don't
silly
even know
internet
if I can
usernames
change their
really
review in
completely
the first
straight
place.
face.
I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology...
Come on.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not
Wait, hold on,
unendurable by any means, but it's...
Excuse me?
There's really
Pardon?
only so
What?
much I can ramble on to
Where'd the
myself
door go?
about. I
Where did
know
the door
it's
go?
silly, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest... that
Where
we
did the
not
door go?
press
I
the
don't like
button
this.
again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Yes,
I
exactly.
do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a
This is not
door
good.
before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any
Doesn't look
possibility
like it.
that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another.
You know what, I think
I'm
I
going to step
don't have a
away for
choice.
just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
So what do you guys think? Should we trust him? Should we... I mean, again, you can't put anything past these developers. You know what? I think I'm going to pull the same thing I did a few minutes ago. Well, closer to an hour ago at this point, but I get the feeling I might be able to take a brief break just to see what happens. And you'll be kind enough to let me know if I miss anything, right? Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So I guess, we'll go on the break. We'll, let Mr. Narrator do what he thinks he needs to do. And I'll, just go ahead and, get up for a moment again. Back in a sec. Oh shit, I forgot to mute my mic. I don't think that's that big of a deal. I don't think anything too incriminating got picked up. Anyways, poof, I'm back. Thank you for waiting again. So, yeah, I have no choice but to assume nothing at all happened while I was away. Same story. They like to, this is just the game fucking with us again. Big surprise. Yep, exactly what I assumed. Oh, wow, that's nice sound design. It actually sounds like a fan there. The funny thing is, I thought it was like bullets flying or something. Anyways, that's enough of this.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door.
Good to know.
There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are.
Yeah, to hell with
It
Cookie
doesn't really
Nine.
matter, but here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child.
Yes, good
Wild
mindset,
and
exactly.
impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now stuck in a room.
I'm gonna go ahead and talk over him for a second.
Frozen in time,
So,
knowing that you're going to do
nobody asked this, but I might as well answer anyways.
that I had the power to prevent it all from happening. If
You may have wondered why, if I was going to
all out of my
join up,
just you
if I was going to attempt to imitate office life, why didn't I wear a suit?
when you're going to make me suffer to leave.
And there's an explanation for that.
I don't doubt it.
The fact that I simply couldn't find anything in my size, didn't like it.
And surely you'll
And
put your
totally not the fact that I couldn't figure out how to hide everything except my head.
I need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me at... Oh, my God. And it's all because of
Okay,
those
that's a...
reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out.
Yep, it's looping.
Stanley, you're back. You're back. Goodness,
That's eerie.
someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right?
More or
Me
less.
talking and you saying nothing.
Exactly.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't
Freeze
that
dead.
feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll get... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months.
You know what, I think I'm
lost
starting
it
to get the
all
point of
in a
this.
blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling...
Well, rest in peace, Mr. Narrator. Well, that's, I think this is them trying to goad me into pressing the button again. And I will say it's tempting. I will say it's tempting. I fucking hate smoke alarms. I've never said that. I don't like smoke alarms. Especially ones so sensitive that just basic cooking sets them off. And especially ones that are fucking future type, and they're connected via Wi-Fi or something, so that if one goes off, everyone in the house goes off. Totally not speaking from experience here. Fuck those things. Okay, that's enough. Keep going.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to...
Here we are now. Entertain us. Okay, slight of a deja vu here. I don't feel the need to hang out here.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Well, that's unnerving.
Is never the end, is never the end, is never.
And here I thought we were getting close to the end of that, of this tangent. Oh shit. Roof's leaking, that's new. Maybe I am almost out of here. Water damage. Maybe I can platform my way out of this. Going up. Never mind. I said going up. Nope. Okay, fine, Mr. Game Developer. I'll do things your way. This is a very Portal 2 way of doing things. But maybe I can. Maybe there is a way to get up there if I'm judicious enough. I was afraid I got stuck there. That would have been awkward. And second thought, we'll do things a lazy way. Maybe one more rip at this and I can platform on them. This is legitimately pretty. And that sort of backfired. Now I can't get on top of this thing at all. Ooh, fruits. Those look tasty. Yeah, but then again, maybe they're more like, maybe they're like those quote-unquote berries that are actually poisonous. Still can't platform. Keep going. Wait a second. Where'd they all go? I don't like this. Let's keep going. This is even worse. Pardon? Ah, a way out. Okay, this is probably going to take a while, but I'm down for the challenge. Maybe if I go the other way. Yeah, this is actually clever. This is, actually pretty nice. And this is how you, update a game right here. This is how you make things more interesting right here. Some Middle Eastern-inspired ambient music. A nice, pretty desert to go through. Pretty curious as to what joke they're gonna make up. Pardon? Well, here we are again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Yep.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
Just
meeting room.
back here
Perhaps
as
he
if
simply
nothing ever
missed a memo.
happened. Keep going. New content? Okay. Tempting. Fuck it.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Here we go again. Oh, this'll be good, I bet. Doing this all over again, huh?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So
Okay.
forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Hold on, what?
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
What? Oh, shit, huh?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
I still get the distinct feeling this is a joke, but if so, they're, really, going into it. Appreciate the hustle.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe?
Can't lie about
What
that.
does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
How on the nose. Now that he mentioned it, they really haven't really, milked it for all it's worth, now that they mention it. Like, if I had my own game series, I really would, march it out. I just really like seeing things that are designed on shirts, you know? It's a bit of a power trip. Alright. More TSP, better TSP. Alright. So this is what it's all about, huh? Huh. This fifth one looks like something I would come up with. Which is probably why I'm not a graphic design type person. It is not my passion. Right side of the brain. That's how they know. That's an old school one. They're really going to try to multiplayer that? I don't know. I can see them pulling it off.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Oh, so that's where this joke came from. I remember somebody lost their shit about Dark Souls 2 being on this list. Then again, Highlander is another disproving of sequelitis. The Stanley Parable... The Stanley Parable is the sequel to the Stanley Parable 2. Now that's clever, I like that. The show floor. Darkness. Oh. God, they really went all out with this. I actually legitimately am feeling like I'm getting my money's worth out of this, even if it's just a joke. Damn.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
I don't think I want to press that button. That's...
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Hold on a second. I need to check something real quick.
But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really
yeah, you
simulate
can,
the full experience of this feature. Just play along.
Should have figured
promise you'll love
there was a
it.
joke here.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your
Sorry, I was
mind,
legitimately
forget
afraid
whoever
of,
you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Okay, so
I want you
Jim
to
McConaire,
imagine
that's my new
yourself
name.
living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim,
Right.
watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Ow.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money.
I don't know about
Let's
that.
take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Oh. Man, this is a room I just want to hang out in. This right here. The carpet's orange. I believe I've mentioned before that orange is my favorite color. I love orange. Oh, sweet, a road case. I want one of these. These things are sick. Even though I know, I'm not a touring musician, but it would just make me feel valid, that's all.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Please, no screenshots. So, jump circle, infinite hole. Wow. Okay, jump circle. Button. Okay, so that was the entrance. Merch. Setting as world champion. Fascinating. Oh, it's spinning. I see. I'm not insane. Achievement. Free achievement. Don't mind if I do. Ah, is that Stanley? Handsome fella.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes.
Right.
You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist.
Wow.
Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature.
Come on.
Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Fine. Should have known they still had some fast ones to pull on me. Nothing that way. Not that I can see what. I can't see shit.
What else?
What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Collectibles, merchandise. Can I find them? Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
Really?
I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Wow, this is a room. Man, this looks like a Meshuggah album cover. I know they said no screenshots, but this is tempting. Ah.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I wonder if they actually do have 6 more of these around here. The jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
I wonder if I didn't do that, it would have some spared. That seems like something this game would do. Is there a way up there?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I like this one. It's more general.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Okay, then why'd you ask, asshole? Whatever. Well, I guess I'm skipping that game then.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Alright, here's the way up. Also, I'm still not convinced that the, collectibles were just a joke. Maybe there actually are, some around. I'll keep an eye out for them. I'd appreciate it if you guys would too. Oh, so you're not letting me in there. Fine. I'll go look at something else, Mr. Game. That's new. Actually, I'm not fully sure I want to go that way yet. I think we're going to double back to the map, just to make sure. Okay, jump circle, collectibles, achievement. Yep. Collectibles, achievement, merchandise, reassurance bucket. Office decorations, yes. Let's see. Epilogue. Infinite Hole. I guess I was on my way to the Infinite Hole. Sure, we'll go check it out. Maybe I'll fall for it. Please kill me.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Actually, I don't think I want to check that out. I've got some more things I want to check out first. Ah, you bastard. Alright. So, next up, the merch booth. Let's get some nice pimpin' shirts. Why not? Oh, a QR code. You know, it's a pity my phone is actually in use at the moment. Yeah, but maybe I can look up something else. I want to know if that QR code actually goes someplace. But I'll look at it later. Yeah, the button says Jim. Okay, reassurance bucket. That's what's next. Reassurance bucket. It is my
The common
bucket.
complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration,
Right.
I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms.
Will
And
I
to be
now?
honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
That is funny.
Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Does it?
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Will it now?
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable 2.
This is my bucket. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Somebody can probably make it happen. Alright, so I think that's everything except for jumping down the infinite hole. Yep, I've seen everything except the epilogue, so guess that's what's next. Okay, not the exits, I want the epilogue. Okay, so apparently I gotta double back. Maybe it was this way. Yep, there it is. Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
That's it. So, I think I'll give this. Maybe I'll give the hole a second look. Last thing left to do is just leave. So, what have I got to lose? Plus, I got my bucket with me. Nothing bad can happen. Cannonball.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
That was the last one. We're finished now. Then again, I am curious to see what would happen if I had just stayed there for eternity. But pointless question now. We're finished here. But yeah, this is a nice little surprise. The infinite hole is run. Some of them can be, but yeah. Let's see. Exit. Yep, I know what you meant. But anyways, I sort of wonder, are they going to show... Is there going to be even more new shit after this, or... Have we already seen the most of it? Alright, exit. Now we head out. Very pretty artwork.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yeah. Okay, that's actually kind of eerie. Yeah. So it looks like Gordon Freeman.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
What?
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Totally.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Clever.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
Also, I
wanted
apologize to
fans
anybody who
to
doesn't
love
like
it.
space
No matter how
ants.
good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really
I
tremendous
think I get what they're
title
going
screen.
for here.
A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. Oh,
Can you?
perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, shit. Well, welcome to the Stanley Parable 2, I guess. 2 for 1 special that you guys spoiled. Yep, everything's as it should be. Credits, yep. So, yep. These are your intrepid developers. How nice. Yeah, I guess we'll see, I have somewhat faith in them, suppose we'll see. Alright. That's enough of that. Begin again.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push.
Alright, I think we get the point of this. So, yeah, Stanley Parable 2.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Back at it again, I suppose. Bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
This is nice. I feel nice and comfortable now. There are many buckets like this, but this one is mine.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No, the bucket's telling me to go right. The bucket says go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Correct, correct. The bucket never steers me wrong.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was.
Exactly, exactly.
How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Precisely.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Not in the mood. Let's keep going off the beaten path.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Correct.
The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
You got it, Mr. Bucket.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley
Actually,
did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
no narration. Did I break it?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
I don't know. That area looks kind of scary. Can I go back? Fuck. Never a good time when they ask you to step into complete darkness. That's how accidents happen. But they're not giving me a choice, are they?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
It looks like a strip
Surely
club in
that's right.
here.
This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Seems to be the case. Welcome to the stream, Rycare.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
You bastard.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
They're gonna fuck with me with this somehow, I know it. Still kinda wanna know why this looks like a strip club.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
Fantastic. Nice try tripping me up.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you.
I've gotten
Thank
3 out
you
of
for
4
not
right.
making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
This dude. Game within a game.
Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
What? What? What?
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Really?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
That does sound like something somebody would do to stream. Remember, no exceptions. What? Ah, there we go. Oh, I can't explore the room. Okay, you're starting to irritate me. Come on.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
Really?
Okay, here we go.
Literal snap.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my god,
Imagine.
I had no idea. How could... Except me.
That's like voxels on
I'm
crack.
not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
That'd be strange if we
Yes,
were.
I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Sounds like a
And
plan.
we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Back at it again. Alright. So yeah, decent sequels so far.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Come on.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley took the bucket with him into this little hallway and closed the doors. This was their hideout. No one would ever find them here. Of course, no one would ever find them anyway because everyone was missing. But Stanley chose to ignore this fact and instead focus on how cool the hideout was. Just him and the bucket, two renegade heroes against the world, inside their secret, undetectable hideout.
Now that's a
Here,
story I can dig.
Next to room 417. What a treat. Ah, no, apparently not. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Correct. Nothing there.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Yes, perhaps. This is gonna be good.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
This is good.
Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket.
That's right.
As they have changed and evolved over the years.
The bucket's my best girl. Bucket on. Okay, this is getting weird. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Okay, coming to a staircase,
Whoops.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Skipped a bit of narration. That's my mistake. Thank you.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful
Don't judge me,
figurines.
dude. To be rich, is it a crime? It's like a big crime, isn't it, rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Class jokes. I wonder if this actually goes someplace now that I have a bucket. Going up. Well, that's a fat no. Yeah, I guess that gag's stuck in its ways.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Correct.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two
Man,
of them
I want
were
a sip of that.
inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
I'm still surprised I didn't change that from the last game.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Good guess. Alright. Take me to the real place, Mr. Bucket. Let's solve this mystery once and for all. How's that? Let's truly get to the bottom of this.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Correct.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
But what if I go this way one more time? What'll he say to that?
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
And he wasn't bluffing about that, so...
But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for.
Correct. Now... light it up.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Very familiar.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
You tell me, boss man. What's this do?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Let's see, there's one Easter egg from the original game, and I want to see if it still applies here.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Truth. Absolute truth.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it. I know this is something, but I forget what. System power.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the Bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
We are free!
Stanley and the Bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the Bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The Bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and...
Pardon?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the Bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
Should have figured it wasn't that
Until
easy.
finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the Bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the Bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the Bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the Bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious Bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the Bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself.
Well, this
As
didn't
long
go
as
where I
have
thought
my
it would.
Bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
And here we are back again. That wasn't a very happy ending. What a twist.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's see, I think this will be my last run for the day. We'll get one more ending and then we'll call it a day. That said, I can't remember, let's see. Now I remember which one I wanted to go for.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the Bucket.
Yep. Let's bring the Bucket with us one last place.
Stanley clutched the Bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Nope, we're going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the Bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Did you guys hear like a sing of music for a second there?
And here it was. Had the Bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting? No, never mind. The Bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
No, I say we go down. I think this was the way to the ending I want. If I recall correctly.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
What?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've
the
come together
fuck?
here because we care about you very much. It's this Bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
Excuse me?
The Bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this Bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the Bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line?
That's
we
what
can
I
make
was,
the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Yep. This is familiar.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you
Right.
remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
What? Okay, these are placeholder textures. Something is happening. Down, further down we go. Alright.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Excuse. What?
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True,
no.
it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
Let me out of here.
Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
No, I do not consent to
Go
this.
ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No. How about fucking no? This ain't happening. I refuse.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
Well, that's its
Sure,
problem.
I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What
Sure.
other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
I don't want
Okay,
that.
the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans.
I don't give a
Stanley,
fuck what
give
the fans want.
what they want. Hurry and...
Flashbang.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Yeah, nice try, but I'm not buying it. That's just like your opinion, man. Alright. Yeah, I'm talking about, I think we got time for a couple more runs. Excuse me.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
So, yeah. That's a fair point right there.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yep, to the left, let's see. I think I know what I want to do next. What the fuck? Sickle exhibit. Near a fireplace, somewhere red and blue. Stairs. So, So yeah, needless to say, we're doing a sickle straight of this. I don't want to go this alone. Warehouse access plan. Fuck. 421 building a bridge. You know what? Just to be safe, I'm going to screenshot that. Large room, lots of boxes. Stairs. Alright. Oh, that's right. I knew that was how to save Steam screenshots, but I forgot, well, I took two of them. I took one with the, snipping tool, Windows snipping tool. But, backup options never hurts. Anyways, enough of this room, it's freaking me out.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
No, I feel like going down.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
What's this? I can't read that.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley.
Huh?
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. Well, that's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this.
Oh,
Who
dear.
knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating.
This is surprisingly close to the original ending.
And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
So what now?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad. ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
Wow.
Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
So, this has gotten interesting. But yeah, I think we'll call it there for the day. So, I think this is getting a sequel stream. A sequel stream to the sequel game. Sounds like a plan, so... What I'm going to do now is... I think I'll get the endings from the original game off-stream. I would assume those are still, achievable. Or maybe I won't. You'll have to let me know, but either way, I think that'll do it for the day. So, yeah. So like I said, I got a real backloaded week this week. If you saw my schedule, you will know that tomorrow is Cece Hime VT's birthday. Best Clops. Gonna be there for her birthday. Definitely rather late at night for some crab game, but I may also join her for Jackbox earlier in the day. Maybe even 100% orange juice if she has anybody who backs out at the last minute. And then, Friday, we have the sequel to the SciTube from last week. Because like I said back then, that was only half of the playlist. I had an epic fucking 2-hour playlist. And maybe if I'm feeling inspired enough, I might even extend it to 3 hours. But that's for future Cliff to decide. All I can tell you for sure is that we will definitely, be SciTubing. Which reminds me I should probably set up my account for that. I still haven't done that. I had a busy first couple of days of the week. I had music to do. And thumbnails to make and all that shit. So, either way. That'll be all for the day, so thank you for hanging out for this rather early stream of mine. Appreciate your company. So, it's time for us to pick a raid target. Brother Soul, Brother Acrius, Valus, Tissam, Reda, Kamisakaya, Era, Purity Valentine, Tanya, of course. Let's see. I think I'm in the mood for raiding Purity. I don't think I've raided her in a bit. Or no, I have. But you know who I haven't raided in a bit? Era. I say we visit Era. How's that? Era Channel. Wolf Seep. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for coming. Let's go say hello to the Seep. Look forward to the sequel stream of this, where we see what else this wonderful sequel has to its sleeve. See you later. See you Friday, if not tomorrow. Later.
Oh.